New York's housing market is standing at a crossroads, and the next few months could completely rewrite the rules for buyers, sellers, and investors. Prices are shifting, inventory is tightening, and competition is heating up in ways no one was prepared for. One wrong move today, and you could be locked out of the market for years. One smart decision, and you might catch a wave that only a few people will recognize in time. Now let's break down exactly what's happening in New York's real estate market right now. The truth, the data, the danger, and the opportunity. When you look across New York today, the very first thing you notice is the surge in housing inventory. According to the New York State Association of Realtors Registered, statewide listings climbed to over 30,000 homes in June 2025, the highest level in nearly 3 years. More sellers are entering the market, more homes are being listed, and more people are trying to take advantage of the high prices before the momentum slows down. New listings jumped nearly 6% year-over-year, showing clear confidence among sellers. But here's where things get interesting. Despite this increase in supply, closed sales actually dipped slightly compared to last year. That means not every home that hits the market is getting sold, and that gap is the first sign of a shifting market. Even though inventory is rising, New York is still not a balanced market. Months of supply remains around 3.4 months, which is far below the ideal 5 to 6 months needed for equal power between buyers and sellers. New York remains seller-leaning, but the strength is slowly cracking in some regions. The market today is defined by tension. Sellers want to cash out at peak value, while buyers are desperately waiting for some relief. Prices tell another story. The statewide median sale price in June 2025 reached roughly $448,000, slightly higher than last year, and continuing the long-term upward trend. In fact, by August 2025, the median price hit a record high of around $451,000. Prices have not collapsed. They haven't slowed dramatically. They've risen just at a steadier, more controlled pace. And the closer you get to New York City, the more dramatic it becomes. In NYC, the median home price sits around $847,000, up more than 5% year-over-year. But this price strength hides major volatility underneath. In the city, around 22% of listed homes had to cut their prices before selling. That means buyers are negotiating aggressively, and sellers are no longer guaranteed top dollar. Even though homes sell at around 98% of their list price overall, that final 2% gap is where the real battle is happening. If a seller lists too high, buyers will simply skip it. If they list too low, competition kicks in immediately. Manhattan is still the strongest borough in terms of price performance, with sale-to-list ratios around 99%. Brooklyn and Queens are slightly softer, sitting around 97%. These numbers don't seem huge on paper, but in real estate, a 1% difference in New York can mean tens of thousands of dollars. This shift is being powered by several key forces. First, mortgage rates remain high enough to affect affordability. With average 30-year fixed rates hovering around the mid-6% range, buying a home in an already expensive state becomes even heavier on monthly budgets. Buyers today are more selective, more cautious, and more financially stressed than they were 2 years ago. Even a small rate change dramatically shifts monthly payments on New York-priced homes. The second driver is regional variation. Upstate New York continues to heat up, especially areas like the Capital Region, where homes are selling fast, sometimes within 23 days, and prices jumped over 7% year-over-year. Buyers from the city are still moving outward in search of affordability, space, and better quality of life. This outward migration is creating pockets of intense competition, while some city neighborhoods cool down. The third factor is negotiation pressure in the market. Buyers are no longer blindly jumping on listings the moment they appear. Instead, they're testing the waters, placing lower bids, asking for concessions, and waiting for better opportunities. This cautious mindset is creating more price reductions, longer listing times in certain boroughs, and a feeling among sellers that the market might finally be losing steam. But make no mistake, demand has not disappeared. It has simply become smarter and more strategic. The fourth factor shaping New York's market is policy and regulation. Congestion pricing, zoning laws, and changing development rules are influencing where people choose to live. Studies are already showing that congestion pricing may push some buyers toward outer neighborhoods or transit-friendly areas. Ownership inequality also remains a concern, with long-standing disparities across different communities affecting market participation. These policy forces create long-term shifts in value, shaping which neighborhoods will appreciate faster in the future. Now the big question: what does all this mean for you? If you're a buyer, your strategy needs to be razor-sharp. Don't assume everything is overpriced. There are deals emerging in neighborhoods where sellers are struggling to match last year's hype. But don't get comfortable waiting forever either. If interest rates drop or demand swings back hard, you could be priced out again. You need to monitor listings closely and strike when the numbers make sense. If you're a seller, this is still a window of strength, but only if you're realistic. Gone are the days of throwing out a huge number and expecting 5 offers in 24 hours. Today's buyers are informed, cautious, and empowered by better inventory. Price too high, and your listing will sit. Price correctly, and you can still move quickly at a great value. And for investors, the truth is simple. New York is not for the faint-hearted. This is a long-term market, not a quick-flip environment. The risks are real: policy risk, rate risk, and inventory risk. But the long-term rewards can be enormous if you choose the right area and hold. Looking ahead 12 to 24 months, there are 3 likely scenarios. If rates stay where they are and inventory grows steadily, New York should see slow but stable price growth. If rates fall significantly, expect a surge of buyers re-entering the market, especially in NYC and upstate commuter towns. And if inventory balloons faster than demand, some highly priced neighborhoods may face light corrections, creating rare buying opportunities. New York's real estate market is a living organism. It moves, it reacts, and it evolves. Right now, it's in a moment of delicate transition. Some trends are cooling, others are heating up, and the smartest buyers and sellers are those who see these signals clearly. Whether you're investing, moving, upgrading, or downsizing, understanding this shift is the key to winning. Because in New York, timing isn't just everything, it's the difference between catching the opportunity and missing it completely.